Hello everyone. I've opened one of my parcels. It was heavy. Had no idea what I'd ordered. Just couldn't remember ordering anything. But do you remember I said at the beginning of the year that I used to work out of a planner and I needed to try and keep myself organised. So I bought a digital planner to put on my iPad, but I really wasn't getting along with it. I used to use paper planners and I used to love putting stickers in them and decorating them, and it was all part of the fun of planning. And although I bought sort of digital sticker sets, they never really worked very well. Sometimes they had a background in, so when you put them across things, it cut part of the background out instead of having a transparent background, and I was getting really fed up. Some of them wouldn't work and some would, and I was just getting really fed up with it. So I saw this advert on either Facebook or Insta, and it was a company called, what's it called? Mark My Words. And I was a bit like, I don't want to buy a planner because we're already halfway through the year. It's pointless spending money on a planner that half of it you can't use. But they do an 18-month planner starting from the 1st of July this year and running through to next year. And I thought, maybe I'll get into that. Anyway, they were doing a little bundle. So you got the 18-month planner, lovely hardback. You got a notebook, lovely hardback, and you got a load of stickers. So when I opened my parcel, this is what I found. Here's all the stickers. Lovely stickers. Takes me back to my time when I used to plan, really. And then here's the 18-month planner. Isn't that pretty? And here's the hardback notebook. Really nice. So let's have a little look inside, because I haven't even looked. I just opened the parcel. I thought, God, what on earth have I bought? And then when I opened it up, I saw the spine of the book. I saw them like that. And I thought, oh, did I order some Alice Caroline books? That's what I thought they were. But they're not. It's the planner. When I opened it, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember doing that now. So, usual bump at the front, you know, your year planner and everything else, and, you know, your monthly at a glance thingies. And then you got your weeks, Monday to Sunday, which I like. No times, which is good because I can just jot down what times I'm doing things, fill in my own things. There's notes at the bottom if I need to remind myself something, and a little to-do list, which I like as well. So the paper's nice quality. It's not thin. It's nice, and it's a nice quality. I don't think you get any bleeding with pens. So that's that. I think that's just the same. The planners I used to get used to have like a monthly thing, you know. It's got addresses in the back. Oh, it's got like bullet point pages at the back. What's that called? Bullet journaling. Done a little bit of that. Birthdays. Yeah, it's got everything in there that I need. So that's really nice. I love the cover. Reminds me of a bit of Liberty fabric. And then notebook, which is handy. And when you're working out patterns and things, you always need to jot things down. So let's have a little look. Notebook belongs to, oh, and look, you can put your own day and date in for whatever day you're writing notes about. So this will be good. There's a lot of pages in there. An awful lot of pages. So that's nice as well. nice elastic to keep it closed. And then the stickers, theme planner stickers. I always use them when I'm filling out my planner with jobs I've got to do. I think I bought an extra set of those because I do go through them. And then a sticker collection set. So there's like tab page. I'm going to open these. There is, oh, I am feeling a little bit better today. So is Ross, so that's good. My sister, bless her, is still really poorly. And just waiting to hear about blood. So look, tab pages, tab stickers, which is good. And then there's dots and stripes and what else have we got? Dots and stripes. There's 2 of those. Oh, these are nice. These are all like goldy to do things. And these ones, more to do things. Oh, these ones are different, I think. Nice. Some bigger ones, slightly bigger round dots. And these ones are bigger round dots, and they're that lovely goldy colour again. And there's some other ones there. There's quite a lot in there. That's the one pack of stickers. The what was this called? Sticker collection set. Right. And then theme planner stickers. Let's see what we've got in there. Oh, my fingers are working a bit better today. Obviously, my fibromyalgia is right. Those 2 are the same. Those 2 are the same. Right, I've got 3 of these that are all the same stickers. I don't like the look of this one here. Teeth. I'm overdue at the dentist, but I couldn't face going because my my fibromyalgia has been too painful for me to sit in the dentist chair. So I put it off and I haven't got around to booking it back in. I'm going to have to though, I suppose. And then we've got, you know, just words and things like that, which there's 3 sheets of that as well. So that's good. And I've got 2 packs of those, so they'll last me a long time. So that was one of my parcels. I'm really pleased. Do any of you use planners? Do you use paper or digital? I've always used paper, and then I didn't use them for a long time. I think sort of, you know, when COVID hit, nobody was really doing anything, and I didn't really need to plan, and I was just too busy trying to recover from COVID. So I sort of got out of the habit, and then I was a bit like, do I need to do that? Maybe not, but I do have to keep myself on track, and I do feel frazzled. I don't know if that's the right word. Not frazzled as in how I used to be frazzled when I was having real difficulties. My brain would just feel frazzled. But I feel a little bit frazzled because I haven't got a plan. I need to have a plan. I need to follow something. If I don't follow something, then I just let time pass me by. Last year was a year that I just let it drift, and I really didn't get much done at all. The July before, we lost one of our dogs very suddenly, and it was quite a traumatic 3 weeks of trying to help him, at which we couldn't. And as soon as that happened, we had to move into my husband's barn, which had been redone, because the end of our house was pretty much falling down where our bedroom and bathroom is. So that all needed rebuilding and redoing. So we moved into the barn because we had done that up, and we had a big wet room in there. So we just moved our bed in there. And for 6 months, we ended up in there. And in a way, I think it helped our other dog, because when we moved back into the house was so different that there was no trace of Ralphie in the house. Everything had changed, all the flooring and everything, furniture. So there was no real smell of him. And he passed in the barn, and Ruby just slept every night in the barn on the spot on the rug where he had passed. And I think, being a smaller space, she wasn't walking around looking for him. She could see he wasn't there, because it is just one big room, a little kitchen, and a wet room, shower room. So I think that helped her. She got used to being the only dog in a smaller space before we moved back into the house. And we moved back into the house just before Christmas. And then last year it was like trying to get used to the house, because things were different, and it was very different being in the house without Ralph and Ruby, just Ruby. So last year I was in a bit of a slump, and I looked back at the year at Christmas time, and I just thought, what have I done with this year? I've literally completely wasted a year. I made a few things, but when I think how many hours, days, weeks of time I wasted, I thought, no, I've got to do something about this, which is why I started doing this. I was trying to hold myself accountable. Whether anyone is listening or not, I just feel if I put it out there, I have to remain accountable. And so far it's worked well. So, yeah. So I have my new planner. I've got to go and get some really nice coloured pens now for it. Stickers and notebook. So looking forward to writing in this. My favourite pens for my planner. This is how ridiculous I get. I have a favourite set of pens for planner. Is Inkjoy. They are so smooth with writing, and you get lovely colours. There's purple, there's like aqua blue, there's red, there's like orange, there's a lovely green. There's just so many colours. I love them. So I'm going to get some new pens, and I'm going to start filling it out for the rest of the year. The things that I have to do, jobs I've got lined up that have to be done, workshops that I've got to do, pattern writing that I've got to do. I just need to keep myself organised. So I was dead excited when I saw that. Completely forgot I'd ordered it, but I'm looking forward to filling it out and using it and giving myself, I don't know, an afternoon, maybe a Monday afternoon. I normally meet some friends, or try and meet some friends for coffee on a Monday morning. I don't always make it, but with the planner, maybe I will make it a bit more often. But I normally try and meet them for coffee on a Monday morning, so then I can come home Monday afternoon and I can spend the afternoon filling up my planner and organising my life. And then I've got the rest of the week to follow it. So, yeah, I'm quite excited about that. But check them out. They are called Mark My Words, a sticker bundle, although I ordered extra stickers. Lovely notebook, all hardback as well, really nice, and a wonderful 18-month planner that will start on the 1st of July. So I've got time to fill it all out and get it ready. And I know what I'm like with planners. I will end up living my life by this. And if it's not in the planner, it doesn't happen. So that's good. I'm really pleased. I've still got a load of other parcels to sort through. I've also just been checking the cameras while I was away, and I've got a really good postie who, we had a wonderful postie when we moved here. She came and introduced herself, wanted to know who was living here, what names to look out for, blah, 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 and was great. And a few years after we moved, about 4 years after we moved, when we had started doing because we had the house, and then part of it was an annex, and my daughter and son-in-law lived in the annex for a few years. So they had that end and we had this end. And then when they moved out, we were putting it all back to one house. So rather than just drop one of the names of each of the houses, I said, let's give it a new name. And because this originally was a dairy, we called it the Dairy, because that's what it is. And but that was 4 years after we moved. And I got a card from someone. My postie brought it, and it just said my name, Bracken Cottage, moved in a while ago, and they'd got the village and the postcode. And she came and left it in the post box. And I saw her the next day and I said, oh, Becky, thank you for my post. She said, well, I guessed it was yours. She said, you've obviously not told everyone you've changed the name. I said, well, I thought I had, but there you go. You know, these things can take a while. But she's retired. She's moved up north, which was always her dream. Her and her husband are having a lovely life up north. She'd been on this round for more years than I can tell you, and she knows everyone. She was lovely, and we were all really sad to see her go. But we did have one postie, but I think they've moved her on and they've replaced her with an older guy. But I have told them all, if ever I'm not in and the package doesn't fit in my mailbox, I said, just pop in. There's a storage box just behind the gate here. So just leave it in there. And they said, oh, are you sure? And I said, yeah, there's cameras everywhere, so I can see, you know. So I was just going through the cameras thinking, oh, I wonder if there was anything else I ordered while I was away that arrived. And I've seen the postman twice go into the storage box and pop some stuff in there. So I need to go and retrieve that and find out what that is. But there we go. But yes, I'm really pleased with my planner, especially as I completely forgot that I'd ordered it. So that was a really nice surprise. I knew my Alice Caroline Flower Garden block of the month was coming. I know my Mrs. Quilty box is coming, but I've got a couple of other big boxes up there. I can't remember what I've ordered, so it'll be like Christmas. I'll open them up and think, what is that? What was I going to use that for? You know me. I sometimes have a bit of a brainwave, and I think, oh, that'll be good. I could use that for such and such. And then by the time I've ordered it and it comes, I sort of forget, what did I want to use that for? But I have a notebook now. I can put it down, or I can put it in the planner, what I've ordered on what day and why I've ordered it. So let's see if that helps me have a more productive year. Just the fact that I do these little videos, these monthly roundup videos. This isn't one, by the way. This was an unboxing video. But I do monthly roundup videos, and that has really helped keep me on track. But I could be better. So the planner will really work. So I'm really pleased that's come. And I will speak to you soon, because I think my next unboxing will be the Mrs. Quilty. Month 5, I think, for Mrs. Quilty. So we'll see what fabrics I've got in there. And I might, because I am feeling a bit better and my fibro fingers aren't as bad today, I might be able to get some sewing done by the end of the week. So fingers crossed for that, because I do need to get a few bits done. I've got to make a couple of sample bags for next month when I'm teaching bag making. But yeah, I've got one, but I've been using it. So I thought, I'll use them in different fabrics, and then the class can see what they come up like in different fabrics, and then they can choose what they want to do. So, yeah. Anyway, that's one of my parcels unboxed. I will be back later with some more. Bye.